Oh, Jesus Christ, tell me what's the deal. I'm feeling kinda dizzy, and ain't pop the pill. I'm high on cloud nine, and I'm feeling fine.
Hey, only 2 minutes late, and the devil is a liar. Okay, they tried it today. They tried it. We didn't even do sound and video check. They tried it today. Okay, and we are still here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Think and Grow with Vette Green. I got my OG Moan in the house, and I got my co-host. I guess your name is Think and Grow. Your name Think and Grow today, bro. I guess his name is Think and Grow today. And we have our special guest, Mr. Shone Holmes of Sierra Jazz Designs. I have been literally trying to get this interview with him for almost a year. We were talking backstage for a little while. I've been admiring his designs for a while because you were on Ediga's show. And that's how I got linked up with you. Even though you're in, like, we were both in Chicago at the same time, but you were on Ediga's show of Charm City Network, and that's how I got hooked up with you. And it's taken this amount of time to get this interview. So when I tell you that there's a lot that goes into putting these podcast shows together, it's no joke. It's no joke. So let's get into it. We're just gonna talk about how was everybody's weekend. I know mine was a little crazy. I did not realize how much I rely on my phone until I did not have my phone. I couldn't get into banking apps. It was crazy this weekend. So how was your weekend? We'll start with our guest, Shone. How was your weekend?
Uneventful.
Uneventful.
Yeah.
You work. You work during the weekends, right? Because that was one of the issues with the scheduling also, because we were going to do a pre-record, but you're working and stuff during the weekend. So
yeah, just finishing up projects or starting projects. Like my regular 9 to 5 is I'm a high school administrator in an alternative school here in Chicago. And so my weekends, if it's not being a husband, then it's finishing up projects or starting new projects.
mm-hmm. And I can't wait to talk about your creativity and how you got to that point. I know we spoke a while ago. And I remember some of your story, but if you're willing to share with the audience, I would love that. So Think and Grow down there, Big Mike. how, how was your weekend, Think and Grow? You're on mute, bro. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
So,
okay.
how
I'm
was your
sorry. I'm
weekend,
sorry.
Think and Grow?
Oh, it was good. It was good. It was good. You know, I run around and do what I do. Try to make it happen.
Yeah,
Still here. Can't
what?
complain.
That's what I said. I'm
Definitely
not
that.
gonna complain.
Definitely that. Have
God
no
has been
complaint.
showing up and showing out.
Oh yeah. I see that.
No complaints. What about you, OG Moan? What you? I know you had your color party this weekend that I was supposed to attend. Man, I know. Bad aunt.
Did you see
I
the subtle head nod?
I know, right? I'll make it up. I'll make it up. We got to get together. We got to get
Yeah.
together. Other than that, anything eventful?
No.
No,
No.
no.
I got pictures though, so I can smear it in your face.
Okay. Make sure you do.
You
Make
know
sure
I
you
am.
do.
You know I'm petty.
I know. We get it from each other. It's in our blood. It's in
We
our
get that from
blood.
Granddad.
Right? Okay. So I don't know if you guys have an Apple iPhone, but Apple's trying to make me upgrade. My phone is older, and I had heard a while back that if you have like 3 models behind, that they force you to upgrade. Man, when I tell you they are at it. My phone just went out totally this weekend, and then today I got another update that I had to update. And I know it's because my phone is older, but who has money just to keep throwing to Apple to keep upgrading your
Exactly.
phone just because they came out with a new phone? But they are trying to force me to, and I'm not liking it. In a moment, I'm going to switch back to Android.
Yeah,
and join the Android family.
that's the
Because
way to
this is
go.
that's what my son said. I got most of my kids
That's the
are
way
on
to go.
Apple, but I got a couple who are still Android. And they're like, man, don't mess with Apple. I'm ready to leave Apple alone if they keep trying to force me to update just because they came out with a new phone in September. That does not
Mm-hmm.
mean I want to go and get a new phone. Okay. I got
Mhm.
other things that I need to invest my money into, not in a phone. So I've been working off of my tablet trying to maneuver things. But I didn't
Okay.
realize how much. Do you guys use your phone for like everything? Is that just like your Rolodex? Is that like your
Oh yeah.
form of
Oh yeah.
communication with people?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
Definitely
use it
that.
at the gas stations now. You can use it in the stores,
CVS.
everywhere.
CVS. They got your my chart up there. I mean everything. Your medical, blood
Oh,
type,
wow.
blood
Exactly,
donor,
everything.
everything. They, you go in the hospital. Could we see your phone? There you go.
Right. I got my
Yeah, they
my
want
gas
everything.
bill come on up when I was in
Oh
Chicago.
yeah.
My gas bill from Nicor come on the phone. Everything comes on the phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I didn't realize how much we really are dependent on our phones until I did not have a phone this weekend. So
It's almost
um
traumatic not to have it.
man, Sean, it is. It really is. Just to try and get in contact with people. So I'm walking around with a tablet. In the tablet, I didn't get a tablet with a lot of memory. So everything that was on my phone could not download to the tablet because there's only like 56 gigs or whatever, however that is. It's small. There's not a lot of memory. So I didn't have
Right.
access to Instagram, my contacts, nothing. I didn't. So
Yeah.
people are messaging me. I'm like, I don't even know who this is.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
remember
Right.
when you had to
Like
memorize
that
phone
in the
numbers?
water. Where?
Yeah, I remember that. Can you remember a phone number now, Sean?
My wife's. That's about it.
The import. Yeah, my
That's it.
mom's. I remember my mom's.
Yeah.
That's it. I remember my mom's, and after that, it's like I have to go get to my phone. Thankfully, um, my kids, four of my kids have iPhones, so I was able to message them through the tablet and say, let everybody know that my phone is broken. I can't do anything. So they set up a group chat for me so I can at least be in contact with people. But yeah, I did not realize how dependent. And I'm not somebody that is always walking around with my phone. Like I am so detached from my phone. I don't. It goes at 7:15. It goes on do not disturb. Like to get through, you got to really man. It goes on do
Oh
not
yeah.
disturb. So, but not having it really did. It felt weird to me. It felt weird to me. So I want to get into talking about your design, Sean. And then the second half will, just have additional conversation. But I was telling OG Moan about your designs prior to the show, and she was
Mhm.
feeling, a lot of that. And I was like, yeah, he's out of Chicago. So talk to us about your journey to Sierra Designs, how it came about, and what it is that you do. Your 9 to 5 included.
Gotcha. So I'm originally from Philadelphia, born in Trenton, New Jersey, raised in Philly. And in 2003, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a company called Mesquite Originals. They're a company out of Philadelphia. And they did a bunch of abstract stuff on clothes. And, they became really big doing stuff for um, artists and movie stars. Just they became really big in the culture, hip hop culture specifically.
Oh yeah. We used to wear that in the '90s. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The
90s, early
'90s. Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah.
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 And
Hmm.
so just kind of being from the area, they inspired me. Like a friend of mine bought me a couple of their T-shirts, and they were like $85 back then, 60 to
Oh yeah.
$85 based on
Yeah.
what kind
Yeah.
of design you had. Now this is early 2000s.
Yep.
65 to $80 for a T-shirt was
Hmm.
crazy for me. And
Exactly.
so I wore one of the shirts to a job I was at the time, and the
Hmm.
art teacher rubbed the shirt and walked me over to her art cabinet and her supply cabinet. Said that everything on that shirt is right here in this cabinet, and it just sparked something in me to start doing my own thing. So me and a friend of mine just started dabbling around, wasting a lot of money, just experimenting on different designs and whatnot. And so when we decided to kind of do our own thing, like I needed a name. And so my two of my goddaughters, I have three, Sierra and Jasmine, is where Sierra Jazz comes from. And so from I'll say 2003 to about 2006, just kind of honing my craft. Didn't know I had an artistic bone in my body. Let me just say that. Like, just really just truly experimenting and messing around, just throwing paint up against a wall to see what sticks. And so from 2003 to 2006, really like a supplementary income for me, just doing shirts and hoodies and whatnot. And my wife and I, we moved to Jersey and we moved to a smaller house, and I just didn't have space to create. So I just stopped doing it from about 2006, I say late 2006 to 2018. I just didn't do it. I was just focused on my career and focused on trying to learn how to be a husband, just a bunch of other stuff outside of art. Like I just really put it down. And in 2018, I got an itch to pick it back up again. Like I had space, I had a garage, and not sure what sparked me to do it, but I picked up a t-shirt, made it in my garage, wore it to work, and it got a decent response. And it just kind of put a battery in my back to keep going.
Wow.
That turned into what you guys are seeing today.
Yeah. Yes.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite shirts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
That's one of my favorite shirts. I still have that shirt.
Yeah.
The shirt is about 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have it.
What goes into your creative process? Because it's not, to some people it may look like you just, it's just paint, but there's a lot that goes into the creativity part of making a piece, because your stuff is all custom made. It's not like you have this mass factory where you're just pushing out shirts and every one of them looks the same. This is handmade. This is hand done.
Yep.
Girl, I thought you was about to let me die.
So based on what the customer wants or based on what I want to do for myself, I may take some ideas from my client, just to kind of get a general idea on colors. Because I don't draw specific stuff, like I don't do faces and like all of my stuff is abstract. So I'll get a general idea on what my client wants. And all I need is colors, like what color paints you want specifically, what color garment you want specifically. And I'll say, do you want something specific or do you want me to just do me? And based on what they want, they'll let me know. Before I start anything, I pray.
Definitely.
We talked about this.
I
Yep.
acknowledge God for who he is, for blessing me with this ability. I ask him to think through my mind and work through my hands that I create something awesome all to your glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen. And once I put that first splash of paint on whatever I'm doing, it's a wrap from there. Like
I lost in the vibe.
I don't struggle for ideas at all. It just flows out. So that's
the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Yeah,
Look at that crypto. That is beautiful.
Yeah. I did that for a friend of mine. She has a crypto business, and she said, just make sure this is on there. So I just, once I pray, it's a wrap after that. And it's really no more complicated than that. Like I pray, and I just get to work.
Oh yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah. No, that's right.
Yeah.
What do you think and have you ever had an instance where someone did not like what you had done?
I've had an instance where they wanted more. Not so much, I don't like that. It's more, could you do something in addition to this? Like perfect example, I just made a t-shirt, a jacket for a young lady 2 weeks ago. And when she came to pick it up, I saw instantly she was not happy. So I said, well, I know this is the color scheme. Like, I know I matched everything perfectly. It must not be enough. So we turned the jacket over, and she said, well, can you just do some splashes on the front? So I did some splashes, and I actually had to give her props because I wish I would have thought of that, because it just set the jacket off after that. So, you know, situations like that. Never a situation where somebody said, I don't like this. Is more just a few times, could you do a little bit more here? Could you do a little bit more there? So that's really what it's been to this point. Thank God.
Right.
I find it interesting that a lot of people, when they are creatives, well, I don't want to say a lot of people because that's kind of generalizing, but some people would not take kindly to someone critiquing them or saying that they wanted, something in addition to what the artist had already did. But and that's probably why it's working so well for you, because
Right.
you're able to, like you gave her props. You instead of saying, she didn't like it, or she wanted me to do this, you turned that entire thing around and was like, I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah.
I find that interesting that you're able to be in that type of mind frame, that mindset. How do you think you got there?
Because it's not my piece. Like, I'm doing it for somebody. So my number one objective is for customer satisfaction. If you're not happy with your piece, then you're not going to tell somebody else about it, and they're not going to tell somebody else about it. So that's bad for business. So I had to divorce myself from the process. Like, I'm making this for somebody. You paid money for this, and you had an idea, maybe you didn't, and you trusted me to create something for you based off of what you saw. So I like to collaborate with my clients. Like, it's not you go away and you just see what I did. Like, I want you to give me as many ideas as you can. I like the freedom, but I want you to be happy above anything else. So if you pick up something and you have an issue with it, I take it personally, and I want to make you happy. So I'll fix it, or I'll try my best to make you satisfied with your purchase.
Customer satisfaction.
Yeah, I divorced myself from it. That, like, this does not belong to me. I'm making this for somebody else. So your happiness is my priority.
What are you seeing on there, OG Moan? He has some fire things, don't he?
Yeah.
Some
Got to put an order in, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Fire items. So what are you working on now?
I actually I have a kind of branch off of my company called Mad Love. And it's a heart with like a mean face, like a stern face. And it's picking up some traction, but I can't take the credit for it. Like, one of my students, I'll say maybe 5 years ago, that's the way she described me at the end of the school year. Like, a lot of my students just kind of gave me like these end of the year letters and postcards and just different stuff. And like, I can't remember to the T what she said, but it was about being stern, being serious, but seriously caring about my students. And she drew a heart. Like, what you see, what that Mad Love design is that student's characterization of me. I know you love us, but this is the way you present yourself.
That had to make you feel really good.
It did. And that picture had been hanging on my wall in my office for 4 years. And I was looking around, just kind of thinking about what I could do next. And I saw that. And I said, I'm going to make that into a yes.
Oh, wow.
That's it right there.
That's what's up. I love that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's something that I'm trying to build now.
Well, that's it. You are definitely on. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You are definitely on the platform to do that.
Definitely feel free to send all samples this way.
Yes, right. Oh, I like that. Is that against the pink sweatshirt?
Yeah, that's a pink hoodie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's red, all pink. Yep.
Yeah. Right. That is fire.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So that's the new vision that you are working on right now.
Yes, that's the design that I'm really trying to grow and get it out there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That design right there got over 1 million views on TikTok.
That black and white is nice. You know the contrast of is that against like a tracksuit?
That's a zip up hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fun. You know what? As I'm looking at that, I'm surprised that a lot. I guess my question is, what is the demographic that you want to at least capture? Because I see a lot of the millennials and stuff. Like I would wear that. I
Hmm.
definitely would wear that. But that particular one, the one that OG Moan just put up with the black and white against each other,
Yeah.
that looks like something geared to like the millennials. They would be, yeah.
Well, I like so I get a lot of comments and a lot of feedback on that
Yeah.
two-face design, but I made that design actually for a woman in her 40s.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
and she didn't ask for that specifically. It's just something, she wanted something
I like
original.
this.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's actually, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's actually right here.
oh
What
wow.
is that?
That's so that piece is called like blood from a stone. And I remember when I was younger, that's how my grandparents would describe somebody just hard headed. It's like getting
Hmm.
blood from a stone. And one day I was finishing up a piece, and I had this rock in my office. Like we used to have to prop up our side door to my school with this rock. And I had it in my office because we had got a new door. And the idea just came like,
Mm,
put that rock on the board, have some red paint coming from it like it's blood, and call it this. And
mm,
so I just did it. Like the
mm.
ideas come just like that, and I just go ahead and just do it.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
that design there is called this hand. So that's my actual hand dipped in paint.
Oh, wow.
And most of what I create, I say almost 100%, I do it with my right hand. So that's what that design is called, this hand.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. You are. It's interesting that you get these downloads.
Hmm.
To me, when I get a download, that means I'm aligned. Like I'm aligned with the spirit. I'm aligned with our Father. I'm aligned, and sometimes they come like that.
Yeah.
But I notice when I'm blocked, like if I have a lot of negative energy around me, or if I'm, you know how that
Hmm.
is.
Hmm.
OG Mon, you're a creative. When I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
when you get those downloads.
Hmm.
So how do you remain open to receive what it is that our Father, the universe, is trying to pour into you? Because the gift is you. It was given to you, but it's for us
Right.
to enjoy.
Right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
that's a hoodie for one of my old friends from high school
that. Mm,
back in Philly. But yeah, to answer your question, Vet, uh, art is my safe space. So whatever I have going on in my life, personally, professionally, art is my place to come to get away from that. So nothing interrupts my flow when I'm in my artistic mode. Like this is what I come to when all of that stuff is going on. When I feel detached from everything else, when I feel less than anywhere else, this is what I come to.
mm.
So
You need this one, Bo.
Oh, yes. I think I may have reached out to you about that Black Queen one.
yeah, I believe so. I made that. It's funny. I remember who I made all these things for. I made that for my cousin.
Oh,
Yep, you
Hmm.
need that one, Bo.
you were definitely open when you made that one.
Yeah, feel free to drop ship anytime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, once we finish the show, you can actually go straight to the post office and stuff.
Right, right.
We'll forward you the addresses and everything.
No doubt.
1-800
It's a safe
Buffalo,
space. Right.
212-718 Brooklyn. We ready? We will wear it.
Yeah, that's one of the first hats that I made.
You are so dope with it. Like you would not
Thank you.
think that you had taken all of that time off and then come back and be able to create those items.
Yeah, it's my way of knowing that this is what God would have me to do. This is other than what I do with my students. This is a part of my gift because I don't have any formal training at all. Like I never went to a class. Like I said, like I didn't know I had an artistic bone in my body. I just gravitated to it and really just been developing since I started. Like I don't know if you have anything with my logo on it, but
Do you
it's
see
a
anything out there
lowercase.
with the logo?
It's a
How?
lowercase I.
Is it on here on your page?
Yeah, it's on something.
Well, we'll have
Yeah,
it as soon as we get here. As soon
yeah.
as we
So
get
that
here, we'll have
lowercase
it.
I inside of that open box.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's your logo.
Yeah, that's my logo.
I
So
saw that
Okay.
with the other one that OG Moan had
yeah,
held up with the two-faced hearts.
right,
Mad
Oh,
love.
right. So that logo used to mean something different when I first got started. Now this is, yeah, that's it. So my nickname used to be Ice in my former life. Like I used to be a completely different person when I first started
okay.
doing art.
What was it?
So Ice, ICE, and we don't need to go into that because I'm a different person now.
We're all
Whoa!
sitting up here different people. Trust and believe. I am not the person that I was.
Yeah, absolutely. So it used to mean when I first started just kind of being a small fish in a big pond type of mentality. But that open box was always meant inside of that box was my safe creative space, but I was open to branch out and do other things. So the box always remained the same. Now years later, that I stands for my imagination.
Mm.
And just having the ability to go and come as I please, step out of my comfort zone, do some stuff I'm
Right.
not used to, get uncomfortable a little bit to see what I can master, but I can always come back to my safe creative space. So that's what that logo means.
Oh wow. You are very, very deep, Sean Holmes. Very, very deep. Like I can see why you create the way you do because I can tell that it's coming from deep within. A lot of people would not feel comfortable talking the way that you're talking, but I love it because you're going to reach some people, through
Right.
your
Right.
creativity, through your vision, through what we're talking about right now. Hopefully there's somebody out there that is doing or wanted to do or is interested in doing something that you are doing right now and can tap into that.
Yeah,
There's so
Mhm.
many kids out here that are so creative, and they
yeah,
just don't have an outlet. And
Right.
this it seems has become an outlet for you, therapeutic almost.
yeah. Well, that you mentioned that. Another thing that I'm working on and really just trying to grow is a program called the Poor Me Project. And I say late 2018, early 2019, I found myself in a place where I'll say insignificant was what I was feeling. Kind of detached spiritually a little bit. Things were just not going right everywhere and then everything. And so I found myself watching YouTube and I just saw these people just using this technique of painting called pour painting. And so I went out, bought some supplies, and I started doing it myself. And a couple months later, coming out of prayer, God talked to me and he said, I want you to do for them what I did for you. So I'm
Mm.
confused. I'm
Wow.
like, God, like you've done a lot. Like I need you to be a
Wow.
little bit more specific. Like, what are you talking about? And that's the way I talk to God. Like, God, like, I need you
Right,
to,
right.
like, what's going on? So later on that day, I had a student. He was acting up, like he was just having a rough day. So I made him sit in my office and look at all these paintings I had done. So it was probably like 30 paintings, different sizes. And I said, I want you to look at these paintings. And when I come back in 10 minutes, I want you to tell me what you see. So when I came back, he was completely different. He was calm, and he was really just like looking at the paintings, trying to figure out what he saw. And after me and his conversation, God said, now you see. Like, this is what I want you to do. And going through that process, I didn't know that that was therapy for me. You know,
Right.
making all those paintings, mixing all of that paint, buying all those supplies, and making all these creations. I didn't identify in the moment that this was helping me out of going into just a very dark space. And
Right.
after we had that conversation, I said, so I asked him, so how do you feel after you looking at all of these paintings? And he said, I feel calm. Like, I feel at peace. Whatever was bothering me, I don't feel it anymore. And after we had that conversation, God said, this is what I want you to do. So I said, okay, so how am I supposed to do this? Like, how do you want this set up? And he gave me blow by blow instruction on how he wanted me to design this program.
Right.
Said, okay. And I started doing it.
I don't
Yeah.
know about you guys, but I know this show, this particular interview has the hair standing up on the back of
Definitely
my
that,
neck.
right?
That's how I
Mine
know
too. You
God
see,
is
my hair was
you,
off.
okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. That's how I
I'm
know God is
hey,
definitely moving through. This. I want to say what's up to everybody. Bob Murphy, I see you out there.
oh yeah.
Bob Murphy wanted to know how is it possible to purchase your stuff. So Don, we're gonna get his information on how to purchase his items up on the show.
Yeah.
Sean, I don't know if you see the private chat. If you want to just type it in there to Don, he can put it up there for everybody. Shout
Okay.
out to the Joker from 514 Online. Thank you so
Definitely
much,
that.
bro, for
Coming up
checking
next,
in. He's going to be
the
on
Joker
Brooklyn
in
of
the
the Brown Table
building.
next. Hi, Monia Amor. Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you all for joining us. We are going to take a break in a few moments. Don, let me know if we're okay to take a break. I know we started a little late today, just a couple minutes, even though we had some issues. We had the studio was a little
Oh
ramshackle, so
yeah.
we can't make this stuff up.
Woo.
We can't make
Can
this
you
stuff
can.
up.
This is a show in
But
itself.
God, this is this is why. Because the enemy knew that this was
Yeah.
gonna be a fire show. Okay.
Yeah.
So he tried
Yeah.
to stop it. It wasn't
Absolutely.
happening. It was
Exactly.
not happening. So if we could take a quick break down, we good back there to take a break?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
ma'am. Yes,
right.
ma'am. We can do that. We
All
can do
right, so we're going to take a break. If you are interested in having your own podcast, make sure you hit up the Evening Rush Network, okay? We are a family over here.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
Okay, welcome
And
back.
we're
Welcome
back.
back.
We're back.
Welcome back. OG Moan, they said you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bringing up
All
the
right.
pictures and stuff. Thank you so much. So Shone Holmes, I just want to read off his bio. Shone Holmes is the owner of Sierra Jazz Designs, and if you did not hear earlier, Sierra Jazz actually comes from his two goddaughters. So big shout out to that. That's awesome. He's located in Chicago. He started his artistic journey in 2003 in his hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, before moving to Chicago in 2012. The Sierra Jazz brand has grown to include SEL, that's social emotional learning, which I think you were just talking about a little while ago before we went to break.
Yeah.
He's beginning this project called the Pour Me Project. If you are interested in donating or contributing or finding out how you can support that project, make sure you reach out to him. He is on Instagram as Sierra_Jazz. That's SIERA_JAZ. Make sure you guys reach out. This is how we support our children. This is how we support each other, by doing things like this. So Shone is passionate about art and completely led by God, as you can tell in the first half of this interview. Um, he's completely led by God in all his artistic endeavors. Art is life in its most creative form of expression. It's Sierra Jazz Design's company slogan, and it is expressed through every piece of art that Shone produces. And I just want to reiterate again to all of you who are watching, all of our listeners, that he creates these designs, each one handmade. He can be contacted at area code 708-646-7738 or via email at sierrajazdesigns@gmail.com. You can also visit him at sierrajazz.com for more examples of his work, or go on Instagram. If you did not catch the first half of the show, OG Moan was showing a lot of his designs. I mean, he's fire. He's truly, truly fire. He's passionate about what he's doing out in here in his space. And if you are interested in collaborating with him, seeing what he can do for you, make sure you reach out to this brother. These are the type of interviews that I love. This is just filling me all the way up, because look at this.
Amen.
Look at
Can I
this.
can I just speak on this piece real quick?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So this piece is called Contribution, and what is highlighting is African Americans' contribution to what we see in the United States, but really what we see in the world. So you probably can't see because it's kind of small, but I have just a bunch of different names of just various artists, various creatives, actors, entertainers, and just Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, just a bunch of different prominent African Americans, and what our contribution has been to this country. So that's what this piece represents.
Wow. That just made it even more beautiful.
Yeah.
That is a wow. That is
And
wow.
it just came. Like I said, like no forethought. I was sitting in my so-called studio one day and just got this idea. And next thing you know, it turned into that piece.
Wow. That's our Star of Fame. That's our gone with the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's
Okay.
the Walk of Fame right there.
Amen.
Oh wow. If someone was interested in purchasing that piece, how could
Right.
they?
Well, that piece is actually that piece was sold 3 days after I made it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I posted it on Instagram, and 3 days later, somebody contacted me, and they came and picked it up that weekend. So I could reproduce it. It would be similar. Not exact, but something similar if somebody was interested in, and having it reproduced. But that piece itself, I made that piece maybe 2.5 years ago. So that's been gone.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's vintage. That's vintage. Yeah.
Wow. Look
Yeah,
at
so
that
that's the jacket that I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. A young lady named Nick
Wow.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
She reached out to me,
That is
and
nice.
so she gave me an earring. So the earring had fatigue design.
Wait a minute.
See the
Wait
print.
a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
She gave you an earring?
Yes, she gave me an earring, and she said, "I want the colors on this earring on my jacket."
Wow.
So I made it. Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I need that jacket in my life.
I can see you wearing it too. That was
Birthday
Wow.
coming up in January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christmas in December. I need that
You
jacket
already
in my
know.
life. That is gorgeous.
Under the
Now,
tree.
right. Hint, everybody out there listening.
You already know, right?
So how does it work? So if I wanted to get a piece, and I'm here in Buffalo, those sneakers are fire too. Oh, that's got
Yeah.
the heart on there.
Yeah.
if I'm here in Buffalo or if I'm somewhere in
Okay.
Tennessee, would I mail you, or how does that work? If someone was interested in getting some designs done by you.
So if they wanted something specific on a specific garment, they can mail it to me, or they could say, "Hey, I want a sweatshirt, I want a hoodie," and then I'll just
Right.
order it through the vendor that I use. So it's really up to the client what they wanted to do. I actually had one of my former coworkers years ago. She sent me a white dress, and she said, "I want you to do you on this white dress." So I said, "Cool." So she sent it to me, and about a week and a half later, she had her dress. I wish I had a picture of it, but it'd take me too long to find it. But yeah, she sent the dress to me, and I knocked it out. So it's really what the client wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah. I find that you're a bit humble. So when we were talking and I asked you to send the pictures and stuff for my producer,
Mhm.
I fully expected pictures of all the designs that you had created, just a bunch of designs. Not one of the pictures had your designs. What you sent me was the work that you are doing in the community,
Yep.
which I think is so awesome because it just goes to tell the type of man that you are. Like is yeah, like these are the pictures that he sent. Now talk
Yeah.
to us about this. What's going on in this picture?
So in this specific picture, this is one of our schools that we have out here. I work for a company called Sessi Schools, and within Sessi Schools, we have four schools called Excel Academies of Chicago. So I work at Excel Academy Roseland. This was our first campus. This is actually the reason why I'm here in the first place, is to start this school with a friend of mine from Philly. But this picture is what I call restorative group conversation. This is a part of the Poor Me project. So when we get started, we have a conversation just to kind of open up. I have students or individuals explain how they feel based off of color. So it's either blue, which I feel great, purple is I feel okay, yellow is I'm neutral, orange is I'm irritated, and red is I'm mad or I'm sad. So we just have a kind of just a round of that where we're just describing how we feel before we even start getting into the art. So after we identify with how we feel, give people some opportunity to provide feedback, some support is really what it is based on how somebody's feeling. And then we go into the pour. So based on how they feel, they may choose those colors that they identify with, or they may want to get out of that funk and they choose something different. And we just start to create, like I like to call it creative release, where whatever you may be feeling prior to, pour it into this canvas. Get it out of your system. So, get that release, get that relief that you need in this moment. It may not last more than an hour outside of this group, but at least for this hour and a half, you can detach yourself from this and release it creatively. So that circle was just us talking about how we feel. That was actually after the pour. So we have a pre-conversation, we go into the actual art, and then we have a conversation afterwards because I like to check to see how people feel after they get that release. So those two pictures was um, the close of the group, just having that conversation right before we break for the day.
I'm sure they feel a lot better
Yeah.
afterwards.
That's the feedback that I get 90+% of the time is that they feel better than what they felt prior to. Because some of them, our kids, we as adults, we go through a lot and our kids go through a lot. And I just want to create a space, just a safe space for them to say, you know what, for this hour and a half, 2 hours, I can come here and forget about what I got going on or release it into this. Because a lot of students, you know, to us, it may seem trivial, but to them, it's the end of the world. So you take this hour and a half and you just release that. You mix this paint, you pour this paint, and just get creative. And what I find is that you don't think about what you got going on when you create. That's why I gravitate to it so much because it allows me time to just let go of what I have going on, regardless of how long it is. Who can suffer 24 hours a day? So you need some
Right.
type of release. So that's really what the Poor Me Project is about, is helping people deal with whatever you got going on. and let's find a creative way, a creative outlet to deal with some of these stresses that you may have going on in life.
So what's the turnaround time for a t-shirt or a sweatshirt?
Mhm.
What's the turnaround time they're asking in the chat?
So based on because I don't keep an inventory, so I order everything. So let's say somebody wants a blue hoodie and they say be creative. It may take me 3 days to get the hoodie because I don't order anything until I get payment. So that's what I want to put out there first and foremost.
Of
So I get
course.
payment and I go ahead and order what they want. And based on what it is, it may take me a day or an hour or so. Yeah, I actually made that hoodie for my wife.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
What
on
is
the
that
yellow
hoodie?
Okay.
It's
hoodie.
yellow?
Yeah, that's on the yellow hoodie.
That
Wow.
is
Yeah.
sweet.
So I'll say,
I
like, if I
love
have to
that.
ship it, I'll say 10 to 14 days just to give myself some time. Sometimes, shipping, like, I have a piece in transit right now that my customer's waiting for. It's kind of been out for about a week and a half.
Mm.
So, that doesn't happen often, but, sometimes we have those hiccups. So, I'd like to give at least 10 to 14 days just to give myself some leeway, just in case I
Mhm.
have some other things going on. Most times, from payment to finish of creation, 7 to 8 days.
Yeah, 10 to 14 on average. I think
Yeah,
that's
10 to
dope.
14.
I mean, you this is not something, again, I just want to reiterate, this is not something that's coming off of a hot press machine. This
Right.
is something that he is hand painting himself.
This hand.
That hand.
This hand. Yep. Those hands.
I love
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm-mm. You are such an awesome spirit. I could tell when we spoke last year
Mhm.
that you were an awesome spirit, and just this interview, I can tell that you are an awesome spirit. What's your most favorite thing to do when a customer comes to you? Is it their idea, or is it something where you can just go at it? Just let that vibe come through.
Selfishly, is if I could just go and just do me.
Yeah.
But like I said, customer satisfaction is first and foremost. So if somebody comes to me with an idea, um, they're trusting me to bring that forth, right? So somebody like the jacket. She said, I want this jacket to match this earring. So I said, cool. And so doing projects like that, I think are more fulfilling because somebody's trusting me with a specific thing that they want to see in the end. So when I produce that, I think that feels better than when I just kind of do me because I'm confident in what I do. Like this is what I do. But when somebody brings a specific idea to me and when I pull it off, that feels better than just freestyling something.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm. Ooh.
Yeah.
Tell us the story about that one. Is that for the same? Oh,
That
that's
that's
the
the same
same
one.
one.
Yeah, that's the same one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now,
And
whose
I
hand
think
is
that
that?
picture has the earring in it just so I could show people that I made this jacket based off of the earring. I think that's in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
nice. Now, whose hand is that? Is that your hand?
Yeah. Yep.
Hand to God. Hand to God. That's all
Wow.
I'm thinking.
Well, I'm
You
just
see
gonna
that
throw this out here. Oh yeah,
picture?
I'm just gonna throw this out here. Feel free to advertise any one of those pieces
Listen, I'm hitting them.
at
I'm
your
hitting them
earliest
for the
convenience.
sponsorship on the Thinking Girl. Listen,
Sample A,
it's
right?
on.
There you go. So you got two shows you can definitely advertise on, and
Absolutely.
I know Vet will be advertising that pink jacket as soon as they get
Oh,
here.
you know I
Amen.
am. Look at that earring.
Yeah, there's the earring. So that
Got
was the very
Definitely
beginning.
that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that
There you
is
go.
nice.
There you go.
John even said, "Got to be pink." You know it got
Oh
to
yeah.
be pink. That's my
There you
favorite
go.
color.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I love working with pink because you could do so many things with pink.
Oh
Ah,
man, you done did it now.
I need a Think and Grow with Vette Green jacket or
Uh oh.
something.
Yeah. Right.
I gotta
Gotcha.
fit you in my budget. We gotta work something out.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Because I
we'll work
listen,
it
one
out.
thing I do believe in is paying somebody for their time, and
Oh
you
yeah,
put a lot
definitely
of
that.
time and effort into it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a caller. Hi, caller. I guess
Oh
not.
no, no caller. Okay, there
Okay.
you go.
But you ready to? I can listen, Big Mike. I can. Oh, that's fire. You know that's pink. Art is life.
Oh
I
It's
yeah.
a,
like that.
it looked like a purse.
Is it a
No, that's a
purse?
t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
Oh, I
All
thought
right.
it was a purse.
Oh, you need to put
No.
some of those on some of those bags
So
that they
so
have.
so
Big
what's
Mike,
today?
I can see the
Tuesday.
Brooklyn of the
Tuesday.
brown table.
Oh what?
See?
Tuesday. What's today? Tuesday. They ought to be getting here Saturday morning. All
Yep,
right.
there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drop ship.
that
Definitely that.
that purse is still like I haven't gone back to that purse yet.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So I just need to finish it.
Are you making it? Is it on commission for somebody or something that
Nah,
you're
I
just
just
playing
had it.
around with?
Yeah, I just had it. So I tried to get in the bags last summer and it really didn't stick. Like I just had so much other stuff going on. So
Mm.
that was laying around. I had just got finished doing a piece. And I said, well, let me try to do something with this bag before I leave. So it's still,
Okay.
what you just saw is the current state that is in, but I'll finish it at some point.
Right. Right.
I like that. Is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. You gotta have
that's on
that.
the
You gotta
t-shirt.
have that on deck. Yeah. Definitely that. We need
Hmm.
some of those.
That's on the t-shirt. Yep.
Now, how do you recommend washing those?
Mhm.
Gentle, like
Gentle,
delicate, and not
inside out.
drying.
Yep. Inside out, gentle cycle,
Yeah.
cold water.
Yeah. We'll like.
Some
Yep.
will
We're
like,
good.
yeah, will like, or some other type of gentle detergent. Uh, and you could dry it if you want, but if you dry it, you got to take it out right away because that paint will stick to each other. So I recommend you air dry it. Air dry it
Right.
inside out.
Right.
But if you do dry it, just make sure you take that thing out like quickly
Yeah.
because that paint will stick to each other.
I never was really into drying t-shirts anyways because they seem to shrink up when you
Yeah,
dry them.
some of them.
You
Yeah.
know? Oh, you
Yeah.
have those on deck right now?
So I can make
Wow.
now. Let me tell you about that T-shirt. So I don't curse, right? I don't curse at all,
Mm-hmm.
and I really had to stretch myself to make that T-shirt. So one of my coworkers about 3 years ago, he lost his mother to breast cancer.
Wow.
And like we were having a conversation, and he said, "Man, F cancer, man, like F cancer."
F cancer.
And he said, "Can you make me a T-shirt saying that? Like I want you to spell out F-U-C-K cancer." I said, "Bro, I don't curse, so I can't do that." So he said, "Well, I need you to be creative, man. Think of something." Yeah, I made that for one of my coworkers. She was actually a cancer survivor. So for her birthday, the campus she was at, they asked me to make something for her. So I made that for her, Miss Carter. So he said, I need you to come up with something, but I wanted to say like I want this to really hit. So I said, what if I put the ribbon for the U and spelt out everything else? So he said,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
knock it out and let me see. So that's what I came up with.
Yeah. That's creative right there. Yeah.
And this is October is Cancer
Yeah.
Awareness
Yeah.
Month, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
breast cancer
I'm
awareness.
surprised. I'm
Mhm.
surprised that they never even picked that up. The ribbon
Right.
for the U. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
Definitely that. Yep.
love that.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
So if they had questions about your pricing or anything like that, they can just hit you up
Yes.
and
Call
ask
me,
it.
text me. Like I know a lot of people may not feel comfortable calling or texting directly. My website is not set up for e-commerce yet, so that's the best way to do it. Just
Okay.
give me a call just so I can really know what exactly you want. Because like you mentioned, all of my stuff is custom. Like it's not something I would rather hear from you, so I know exactly what you want. And if you want to text me, just do that if you're not comfortable calling. But give me as specific direction as possible so I can produce what you want.
Let our listeners know how to contact you. Oh, Don's on it. Put it right up there.
Oh yeah. Definitely that. Definitely that.
Yeah,
So just
you
to
could
reiterate,
DM on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just whichever way you're comfortable doing
there
it.
he is.
Yeah,
There he is.
And
OG Mo's holding it up. You guys see that? It's Sierra_Jazz.
yeah,
Wow.
Make
Yep.
sure you guys hit him up. Hit him up for more examples. You can see a lot more examples of his work. OG Mon, thank you so much for showing us all of that. You've been great doing that. I
yeah.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Oh,
I
definitely
appreciate
that.
it.
Definitely that.
Yeah, I was surprised that you didn't send any. I'm like, okay, like I know what he can do. I've been following you for about a year, but you did not send any of your work, which I thought was humbling. And I mean, just talking to you now, I get it. I get it. Like I get it.
One
I
thing
get
I
it.
recognize, one of my favorite scriptures is, not I, but God in me, he does the work. So I recognize that I've been gifted, but these ideas, like I'm not crafty enough to come up with this stuff on my own. Like
Right.
the Poor Me project. Like I'm not that crafty to come up with something like that on my own. Like that mad love design. Like I know that's coming from God,
Right.
so because I
Right.
acknowledge him in every part of this business. So um I just recognize that, I'm just a vessel, and I'm just humbled that he chose me to bring this through. So,
I so
it's
get
not about
that.
me.
I
And
so
Right.
get that.
some people tell me I need to be more selfish, so I ask God how to do that. But, it's about the outcomes of the work for me, not just like that's what social media is for,
Right.
like I
It
put all
is.
my stuff on social media, but for a forum like this, I just felt it was more important just to show the substance of what I do, not just
Right.
the exterior stuff.
And
Completely
like you said, as long as you put God first, you can't go wrong, bro.
sure
Absolutely.
can.
Because it
Sure
would have
can.
never happened if he didn't come first.
Absolutely.
Let's say that.
I say it all the time. I'm a lot of things, but one thing nobody will ever try and take from me is that I know who I serve.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
know who I
definitely that.
serve. I know who
Definitely that.
brought me from the depths of hell.
Oh yeah,
Okay. I
Yeah.
know
definitely
who
that.
did that. I know
Oh yeah.
who. Yeah, Don said definitely need a evening rush something. He don't know
Yeah,
what.
right.
Need the evening rush something. I hear you, bro. We gonna have to get something going on with Sierra Jazz Designs for the
Oh
Evening
yeah,
Rush
definitely
Network.
that.
Okay.
Definitely that.
Amen.
Oh, I
It'd be
mean,
nice
you can
if you
have
did a
it.
backdrop,
Definitely that.
right?
Mm,
Yeah. Hey,
Right?
hey.
look at
Oh, Big
you.
Mike, you could get it for your studio.
Oh, there you
Mm-hmm.
go. You can do
Mm-hmm.
that too.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
listen here. Don't threaten
You
me.
can,
Don't
Listen,
threaten
hey,
me with a good
I
time.
need
I
a.
gotta.
You see
you
what my
you
backdrop is? Venetian blinds.
you can
I need
you
Don
can
and Big
drop.
Mike been on me about getting a backdrop for.
Listen here. I got a big. I
We
got a
got it
big
coming.
piece of a big piece of uncut canvas screaming for somebody.
Ooh.
What? Go,
It's a
OG
blank.
Ooh.
Mo, putting them
It's a
ideas,
blank piece of
man.
canvas.
Tell them to do
What?
it long as it say Vette Green. Grow
Right,
what
right.
with the pink?
I need.
Ooh. Let them have free reign. Hook it up.
I
Yeah.
love
Oh yeah.
that. I sometimes I even go to the hairdresser and be like, just do you, because
Yeah.
the artist knows. Like
Yeah.
that's coming from God. The creator knows.
Yep.
They know. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like they know. They know. Yeah. What anything you want to leave our listeners with tonight, Sean?
Um, I just want to thank you for hanging in there with me, and from the first time we talked to tonight. I just thank you for reaching back out and just allowing me to have this platform just to kind of talk about what I do and how I do it.
Mhm.
So that's really it. I'm just thankful for the opportunity. Anytime I get the chance just to kind of talk about how God is using me, it's a blessing. So I just thank you for the opportunity.
It's not me.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you
all
for
God.
being here,
That's
man.
that's why we
Yeah, definitely.
connected. It is
Yeah,
nothing but
definitely.
God. This platform is an outlet for me.
Mm.
It helps me to reach people, to put forth the message that man, you
hmm
can do
hmm
anything you put your mind to.
Yes.
God
Yes,
gave you
indeed. Yes,
another
indeed.
day.
Yes,
You better
indeed.
take advantage of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Take advantage of it. That's my message, man. He saved
Yeah.
me from myself, so it is my duty to do his bid. And
Oh yeah.
I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. But one thing nobody cannot say is that I do not love me. I loves my father.
Yeah.
Okay, I love him
Exactly.
because I
Yeah.
know, I understand, I overstand, I understand, as the Joker says. I get it now. I know
Right.
why I'm purposed to be here. Me and my niece were just talking
Mm-hmm.
before the show about the things that we've gone through, and it's like, man, when you look at where you came from, and even though it may not be the exact place where you want to be, man, when you think about where you have gotten brought from, I just cannot not be grateful.
Yeah.
I have to be grateful.
Exactly.
Today was an awesome day for me. Big shout out to, of course, the Don of the Evening Rush,
Oh
for
yeah.
just
Definitely
taking
that.
me on at the spur of the moment. Like, even this connection was just like he took me on just like that. My old producer of Charm City, he had gotten a job, and E Digger. Don, it was one conversation, and yeah, come on over to the family. And I've been here ever since. And then being linked with Big Mike, and it's just been an awesome experience. And now I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be doing, a couple of days out of the month over at 716 Live. And this is just what happens when you align yourself with the right people. You don't have to
Right.
get rid of everybody in your life,
No.
but you have to realize that everybody is not serving their purpose. You know what I mean?
Right.
OG Moan, we've had this conversation,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to get rid of the garbage.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not everybody not meant to take the journey with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
I'll piggyback off of that, saying, you don't have to be exactly right next door to that person. They can be, across the country, some other state. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I love you on purpose too, the
that.
Joker.
Definitely that.
One thing I learned is no distance in the spirit.
Exactly.
So,
There you go.
like what Big Mike just said, they could be 1,000 miles away, but if you connected in the spirit, then it's going to flow the way it's supposed to flow.
Yeah.
It's
And
that
then,
divine alignment.
Yeah.
And the more open that I am to accept who I am, the more he placed people in my life that I need. I used to think that I was all alone in this. I feel like even me and my niece has gotten closer over the last few years, just going through some things. It's you realize what's important and what's not important. And that divine connection, like you said, it can happen thousands of miles away. It's that connection. Once you get that connection, I'm nurturing my connections, because I realize that listen, don't sleep on our Father God. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on him. If he done purposed you for something, and if you listening to this, he purposed you for something. I'm telling you, he purposed you for something. It's just up to us to figure it out. And you don't have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to know. Like you know.
There you
And
go.
you know when you know.
And you know
like
when you know.
Biggie,
That's
if you
right,
don't know,
Mo.
now you know.
And now you know when you know. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
There you go.
OG Mo, what you sending them out with? You've been so graceful and how you right on those designs. I appreciate you.
Let me find a real good one, because I got a couple of them.
I appreciate you throwing them up there.
Yeah,
of course,
was on it, right? Right. This is the alignments, man. The alignments. You cannot sleep on that. Yeah. Right, Big Mike down there?
Definitely that.
You can't.
Like my mother used to tell me, you never go further than you ever will.
Oh, he getting it together there.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite piece that I've done.
Look at
because Wu-Tang, like, I can't say enough about Wu-Tang, when like they just took it to another level as far as me being in hip hop. So like this was a fun piece.
I love Wu-Tang. I still vibe off of them. I remember back in '94. What was that? Return to the Wu or something? What was that?
Return to the end of the 36 Chambers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have been quoting the song.
And being that you say you love that, my grandson also loves that. So you see, he also loves that. So there you go.
He cute.
Oh yeah.
Big Mike, what you
I
want?
do.
What you want to leave our listeners with?
Yeah, like I say, like hitting on what he was saying. Put God first. With everything. You definitely can get it done, and your name will definitely go further than you ever will. So keep that clean. Yeah, and kind of like stay focused, stay on the grind.
That's a word right there.
Help one to help all.
That's right. Stay on your grind. Stay on your grind. Sierra Jazz, I am feeling these designs. We are going to have to chop it up. Oh, that's the Wu-Tang right there. Okay.
Yeah, that's just me showing how I put it together.
That's it. Oh, you are an awesome spirit. I'm not going to hold you too much
Thank you,
longer.
brother, for that.
Just I appreciate you. I thank you for being on the show. One more time, let everybody know where they can find you.
Sierra,
and Mad Love. I need that shirt.
Yeah. SierraJazz.com. Facebook is Sierra Jazz, Des, DES. Instagram is Sierra_Jazz. And TikTok is Sierra_Jazz as well.
Okay.
All right, you guys, if you liked any of the creations that were shown on this show, make sure you hit my brother Shone Holmes up. He's an awesome spirit. If you cannot tell, you need to rewind and rewatch this show, okay? And make sure you share this show with everyone. And if you are interested in having a podcast, make sure you hit my brother up, Shone, the Don of the Evening Rush Network. I'm telling you, come on and join the family. And make sure you check out my brother Big Mike podcast at 9:00.
Brooklyn of the Brown Table. Definitely
Brooklyn of the Brown Table. That's right. Who you got tonight, bro?
We got the Joker coming up, and we got our little group, Q3 in the house. Definitely that.
I feel like singing, "We Are Family."
Yeah, right?
Dun, 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 dun. I got
Yeah,
all
Sister
my
Flash, go
brothers
ahead. Go ahead. Sister Flash, there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Love you, long life. See you now.